Okay, hey everybody, good morning. How's it going? I don't know if you can hear the gardeners outside riding around on their lawnmower, but if so, I apologize. That's the thing about going live every day at 10 a.m. is that you gotta deal with whatever's going on. Now, if the super duper microphone, works and you can't hear them, great. I'm very excited about that. So, all right. What do I have for you today? Well, today I am thankful for, ta-da! You want to see what I just got? This is an X Keys. I'm unboxing it for the first time, so you can watch me unbox it. So what is this strange thing that I have bought? Basically, probably more advanced than I need, honestly, right now. But, if I'm going to be doing this well, gotta keep going. Keep going. So, let's see what we've got in here. Stuff's falling out of it. Oops. Let me pick that up. I think, this goes on the bottom. Some kind of little feet, it looks like. Goes on the bottom in some way. But anyway, this looks like it should have 4 feet. Looks like I see only 2 feet. Where's the rest of the feet? I do not know. Oh, wait, you know what? I'll bet you maybe there is only 2 feet. Maybe it's supposed to stand up at like a slant or something. Okay, so what is this? What is this weird thing I've got here? This is an X Keys. So if you want to know some about my setup and what I've been working on, I've been doing, there's a group of people on YouTube called Live Streaming Pros. And so it's very helpful if you're looking to set up your own video studio. I mean, I've done some stuff a little bit differently, but for the most part, I follow them because they're the experts and they have layouts and they recommend different types of equipment and stuff like that. So this is an X Keys, which I'm going to learn to use and figure out how to set up the software for it. But basically it enables you to have different buttons like hotkeys so that if I want to switch between a screen or switch between, the intro video or have some kind of pop-up or whatever it is like that, then you have little, you put that on the hotkeys, you can just press that instead of having to go into the software each time and make those changes. So it's supposed to help make it easier to kind of run your own show. And so we will see what happens with that. Because I'm still trying to get this other software set up. Now, what I would love for you to do, so just this morning I worked on this, and let me put this away. And I finally worked on setting it up so that I can see comments and they can come through from YouTube and Facebook. And I should be able to post them right on the screen if you're watching the live stream from YouTube or Facebook. Both of the pages are the I Own Me pages on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're watching, it's Faith Jones I Own Me. So if you Google that page on either YouTube or Facebook, you'll get to that page where I'm live streaming too. Hey everybody in Instagram land. Hey Daniel. Hey Lucas, Roberta. And Autumn, I saw you. So let me show you how it works, okay? This is kind of cool. Okay, so let me go to, basically, woohoo! See, I can pop it up like that, but there's a thing over here. Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, so if I go to send, it should work. Woohoo! There's Autumn Bay. She sent me a little woohoo hands up, so now it works. Hey Autumn, send me a question too, or send me a comment. But that's basically how it works. So it took me a little while to figure out how to get that set up. But now we have it. So if you want to send me questions or comments on those platforms, now I can pop them up on the screen like that and show them. That's pretty nifty, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. So see this one, this is another one. If I send that one to the screen, wait, did I take it down? Hold on. See? So that shows how I can do it from Facebook as well as YouTube. So those are the two ones I've got set up so far. You know, I had spent some time this morning figuring out the software, but pretty cool. Okay. So, today, what are we talking about today? Let's keep it short. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll keep it short, maybe we won't. What is our big question for today? The big question for today is, what is truth? So, this is something that I've had to think about a lot in my life. What is true? But before we can get to understanding what is true, we all first have to define what is truth, right? So people have lots of different ways of talking about truth. People are like, well, truth is subjective. It's your truth. It's my truth. It's, all of this different stuff. True is a little trickier one than other ones, right? The one I forgot I was going to say is, what is love? But we can do that one tomorrow, maybe. And how important it is to define that term and to understand what it is and what it isn't. But true, what is true? So a lot of times we think of truth as like, okay, well, this is something I heard from a source, and this source must know what they're talking about, therefore it must be true, right? That's how we're taught. That's how we're raised to think about what is truth. But I want to give you a challenge to think about truth in a little bit of a different way. Now, why would we do that? Because we can't have a conversation about something if we're talking about totally different things, right? So if I have a different definition for truth than you do, we're talking past each other, right? If I have a different definition for the word love than you do, then that has all kinds of issues in relationships, right? Which is why it's important to take these big concepts, especially, and define them for yourself. And just by asking the question, what is it? It will open up, you will gain a lot more understanding. By asking the question, what is it and what is it not? You will gain understanding. And that's our goal here, to gain more understanding. Why do we want to gain understanding? Because, well, we'll get into that another time, why we want to gain understanding. But, if it's not immediately obvious, I will give you the practical stuff on that later. I think about true. If something is true, that means it matches, right? So it's not this esoteric, well, this is the revealed truth, or this is, all of this type of stuff that people say, right? I don't think about true in that sense, right? I say, okay, does it match? And this is a very specific way of defining what is true with a logic principle, right? It either matches or it doesn't match. If I say it's raining on the lawn outside and you look out the window and there's no rain, that's not true. It doesn't match, right? That's probably like the simplest thing, right? If I say I'm 10 feet tall and I'm 5'2", then it's not true. It doesn't match, right? So we look at things and we say, does it match? Then we can say whether that's true or not. And oftentimes figuring out whether it matches or not is a interesting job, right? But at least if we have a way to know what we're looking for to see if something is true, then that already makes us way far ahead of the game versus just accepting what other people tell us as true, right? Because I grew up with all kinds of beliefs and, both sort of the traditional fundamentalist Christian beliefs in the Bible and all of this stuff, along with a lot of other very strange, to other people, many people, strange beliefs. But all of the beliefs that I was trained in as a child are beliefs that are held by large segments of all different kinds of societies, right? And it wasn't until later that I really had to go back and analyze all these beliefs and say, what is true here, right? Did I just accept this because somebody, hello, hey Vincus, did I just accept this because somebody was telling me, somebody in authority was telling me this was true, whether it was my parents or my teachers, right? They were saying, this is the truth. And at that time, obviously I was a child and I didn't have the ability to go and try to figure it out for myself. But we often forget to keep asking questions as we get older, and we just accept what somebody else told us. And sadly, that is not how we find truth at all. Hey. So I ask you, so think about that today. What is true? What if most of the things that you believe are true actually aren't? Did you learn that from a source? Did somebody tell you that? Or did you actually go and analyze it and figure it out for yourself? Now, that can feel like a lot of work, but at least if you have somewhere to start, which is matching, can match, is it true or isn't it true, right? So let's look at something else, right? Let's look at somebody who goes, normally we might say, okay, someone who goes and murders somebody else is not a good person, right? Hey, hello, Harshita, Laksar. So normally we might say that someone who murders someone is not a good person, right? Does that match, right? Does that match your definition of a good person, a murderer, okay? But then we might say, okay, well, if you murder one person, that's not my definition of a good person, right? Because they're violating that person's property right in their body. So second, we say, okay, 10 people. Well, that's even worse. This is a mass murderer, right? Serial killer. 100 people. Well, that person is terrible. This is a terrorist. 1,000 people. 500,000 people. Well, now this person is a great leader. So ask yourself, does it match? Does it match? That's how we look at what is true. That's how we evaluate true or not. It is accurate. Does it match? Okay. Not is it from a particular source. So that's what I want to leave you to think about. I know it's different than how we have been taught to think about things because, well, frankly, it's in the best interest of other people for us to believe what they tell us is true and to accept their version of events. But is that really in your best interest to do that and in the interest of the people you love and your family and the world? Or is it in our best interest to go out there and to try to figure out for ourselves what is true by saying, does it match? That's what I'm leaving you with today. I hope you have a beautiful day. And and that you have something you are grateful for. If you have something you are grateful for, please put it in the comments. And I'm going to check and see. Oh, I have a comment. Okay, I'm totally going to do this. You ready? All right, let's have some fun with it. Autumn. Send. Woohoo! We have a comment. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to do it again. Thank you, Autumn, darling. She said my hair looks fantastic. Well, we have Carolyn to thank for that. She did a lovely job doing my hair, cutting my hair. And, we have Gabriel here. Let's send Gabriel's comment. Woohoo! Hey, when is the book coming? Woo! All right. Well, if you don't know, I already do have one book out. This book, I Own Me. This is my first book out. And this is an empowerment book for women, really for anybody who has suffered, trauma. This one is particularly applying to sexual trauma. But you can get that on my website, faithjones.com. And, but I think Gabriel is talking about my second book, which is my memoir. And I am working very hard on editing that. That's pretty much an everyday thing right now because I got to turn in the final draft to the editor by January 15th. And, we're about 5 months past the due date, the deadline to turn that in. But believe me, all I can say is it is way more work than I ever imagined it would be. So, yeah, so, send me good thoughts to help me as I go through this last final editing, like deep editing and structuring process, because it's a lot of work. And, this is my first time to write this type of a book. And so I'm really just learning everything as I go. But I got to get it done. That's the key. And the date it's supposed to come out, but of course, can't really say because that doesn't depend on me other than getting them the draft, but probably coming out later this year, probably in like the fourth quarter not this year, of 2021. But all right, see you, and thank you for posting comments, and have a beautiful day. Bye.